Let me share my screen with today's slides. All right, it's Friday. It's Friday today. Glad to have friends, come up. So we have this talk together. So today's main language is English. So if you want to ask questions, you can still ask questions in other languages like Chinese. You can type in the chat window or the Q&A window. But for the most part, we're going to speak English today, okay? And also, toward the end, we can have questions and answers. You can ask in any language that you want. Hopefully, everybody is okay with English. But we do have quite a few webinars done before with Chinese. And also, we have been conducting some on-site seminars recently. With returning to the normal life, with the pandemic is behind us, and we're starting to go to different regions to meet with parents, in person. But anyway, so if you have any needs of other languages, so feel free to use. Okay, let's get started. So today's topic, we're going to talk about mainly in these three areas. So what do top colleges want from applicants and why? Okay. And also we talk about why Areteem. So this, this year's with so many new educational organizations, so many new college counselors, so many new AMC, tutoring companies or tutoring individuals coming up. We want to, show that what sets our team apart. And also, Dr. Wang or John will talk about the upcoming opportunities with our team. That includes the year-round courses in the spring term, the AP review courses, and also the summer camp. So the three speakers today, Dr. Kevin Wang, he is our first IMO team member from China. So that was in 1985 when he was a high schooler. And China sent the very first team to the International Math Olympiad in Finland. And he was one of the national team members. And later on, he went ahead to go to Peking University to get his bachelor's degree, and also got his mathematics PhD from Penn State University. And all these years, he has been involved in AMC problem writing and review committee. And he is also one of the founders, of course, me, myself, and John is also a co-founder and co-director of the Zimo competition as well.
In progress.
So he's involved in like the science engineering affairs, locally, internationally, and he used to be a math faculty at UCLA and UCI. In case you don't know what UC means, it's University of California in Los Angeles and Irvine. And before full-time working at Areteem, he used to be a software engineer in Cisco and some other high-tech companies like Oracle. And he went all the way, through the technical ladder to become a principal engineer before he retired from those high-tech companies and become a full-time at Areteem Institute. Myself, I'm a co-founder of the Areteem Institute as well. At this point, I'm mainly in charge of the college counseling program and also the financial family financial planning program to help families to balance the college funding and retirement planning. So a lot of parents, are willing to sacrifice, willing to do whatever to pay for their kids to go to the top college. But I'm going to help you to make sure that you still have a good retirement life through good planning. So I have my master's degree in electrical engineering from Penn State University, and I got my bachelor degree in applied physics in Beijing University of Post and Telecommunications. And I have, before starting this Areteem Institute, I worked in the high-tech industries and also financial industries. Worked for companies like IBM, JP Morgan. And I also used to be a research scientist in China as well. This year, I've been involved in a lot of science fair, science computation. The list could go on and on, okay? So now we introduced John Lensmire. John has been with us for a long time, since 2016. And he has a master's degree in mathematics from UCLA, and he got his bachelor's degree in mathematics and computer science from University of Minnesota. And he has been a instructor and also a director at Areteem for several years. And he's also co-director of the Zemo computation. He's very passionate about mathematics and the science and the STEM in general. So Areteem was founded in 2004. So we used to have two programs. One is called Math Zoom Academy, and the other one is called the Kitty Techie Enrichment Program. So it was started in Southern California, and we're still headquarters in Southern California in Orange County. And we have gone through all the trouble of, not exactly trouble, all the process of the WASC accreditation. And also we host a Teachers Institute that we have conducted multiple teacher training programs to help the teachers bring the problem solving and bring the in-depth teaching into their regular classroom. And also we have a lot of very good in-depth and systematic math and STEM-oriented courses in the camps. We host and operate multiple academic competitions and education events. So one is the Zemo competition, and later on we're going to have a slide to talk about overall, what it's about. And also we work with the Los Angeles County Office of Education, and we host and we do all the problem writing, grading, and host the entire event of the LA County Math Field Day. So this year is resumed after, the pandemic. It's going to be held on April 29th. And later on, John can, if anybody have more interest, if you live in Los Angeles County, and I'll invite John to talk more about it. And also there's a event that's held during the day of the LA Math Field Day. Is called LA County STEM Festival. So we're the host of that festival as well. We coordinated with quite a few programs from the local universities like UCLA, like Caltech, like even JPL and some other organizations, and bring volunteers to showcase a lot of very fun and interesting STEM projects. And next month, March 12th, there's a LA County, Los Angeles County Science Engineering Fair. And a Along with the regular science fair poster session, there's the interactive exhibition hall, and we have been hosting the demonstration projects in the STEM interactive exhibition hall at that LA County Science Fair for 8 years. In the past 2 years, it was paused because of the pandemic, but this year it came back full blown with all the programs, and it's going to be held on March 12th. So let's talk a little bit more about the trends in college admissions for top colleges. First, the acceptance rates going down and down and down, keep getting lower. And several top colleges like Stanford, they stopped publishing the acceptance rate, but it's already, when they said, we're not going to announce the acceptance rates anymore, it's not making sense anymore. But at that time, it was below 5% already. And also, which tests to take, SAT, ACT, and test optional, test required. Yeah, a lot of changes back and forth, and get people confused. What extracurricular activities are more valuable than others, and which and how many AP exams you need to take. I know some students take more than 10, and some students have less than 3. So would that make a difference in your college application? Also, which contests to take, We're going to talk about that too. And what is called well-rounded? When you say the kids need to be well-rounded, what does that mean? And how to show you're well-rounded, how to show you're capable, you're the type of students that the colleges want. So all these questions and issues cause so much anxiety for parents, for students, and are they really necessary to panic? Are they really necessary? Does anxiety, getting panic and anxiety really help? And we're gonna go through a lot of ways to manage the information you get, because there are a lot of information. There are some, college counseling programs. They even make it more complicated. They scare you, right? They tell you, oh, it's so out of control, and this year and the trend is changing, and next year is changing more, and they cause more anxiety. So our philosophy is, regardless how many changes, regardless any of the details changes, but there are some core requirements, some core qualification that will never change. Okay, so if you know the core, and you will not need to panic, you will not need to cause anxiety to your kids. So what do top colleges really want from their candidates? Okay, so we summarize there are 3 things are the critical things. Of course, around these 3 things, there are so many variations and so many different things that you can do, depending on the kid's personality, the kid's interest, the kid's, what good at, what not good at, and all that. But the 3 things are the 3 core things. If you master the 3 things, and you can work out the details with your kids, then everything is in control. So core competency, your passion, your grit. Okay, so what do they all mean? Let's take a look. So this is from the Harvard admission office. It says, there's no formula for gaining admission to Harvard, nor for success. And that's exactly right? So even for our parents, even for the parents and who are very successful, one way or another, you can see there's no formula, not a set formula. There are different people took different paths to become successful. What unifies our students are the talents they bring to Harvard and the passion to explore its vast resources. So these two things, I mean, talents could be cultivated, of course, but there are a lot of talents that different kids, different students have, that it's a matter of how we can bring it out, how we can discover those talents, help those students and parents discover the talents of their students and bring them out. And also how to build a passion, how to show your passion to explore the resources. And they continue, applicants can distinguish themselves for admission in a number of ways. Academic accomplishment is important, but we also seek people with enthusiasm, creativity, and strength of character. Okay, so academic accomplishment in high school is important, but we also need people with other qualities. However, the core, you can't ignore this first sentence, right? The academic accomplishment is still very, very important. It's the top priority. And build on top of that, they seek other qualities. And also from several top colleges. So a lot of our students, they are good at math. They want to go to STEM-oriented universities or have STEM majors. So this example from Carnegie Mellon, one of the top STEM universities, on their Common App application, the very first question about academics they ask is, have you taken or do you plan to take the AMC test, the AMY test, the AMY online test? This is from last year, of course. And with the pandemic, the AMC was taken online, so that's why they are asking about the online AMY. The AMC, AMY, and online AMY. Those are all the AMC math computation series. So I'm gonna have a slide later on as well to give you some more details about the AMC. So if you say Carnegie Mellon is STEM university, how about Yale? Yale is more like a liberal arts, a university, not just focused on STEM. They also ask you about, have you ever taken any international or national or international exams, such as with other things like IB, right? Like IB and other things, such as AMC, AMY. So they ask about this one as well. How about Brown? Brown is not a STEM university, but they ask about AMY, AMC as well. All right. So math and science. So we it's safe to conclude that math and science, especially math, is part of your core competency. All right. So because with all the application of mathematics in the modern science, the trend, the AI trend, the chat GPT and everything like that, big data, everything, information security, autonomous cars, GPS, everything like that, mathematics plays a main role. So that's why I'm saying it's safe to say mathematics is one of your core competencies. So math is a way of thinking. So it's not just about solving a few problems. It's not about just memorizing some formulas, some facts, some tricks. The goal of studying math is not exactly for everyone. Some parents say, "Oh, my child is not going to have a math major. It's not going to get a math PhD." The study of math is not for everyone to get a math PhD. Instead, is a way of thinking. The proper way of thinking is very important in all fields of professions, including some areas people consider as liberal arts, like law, right? Like some students want to go to law school. A lot of our students actually eventually go to law school or medical school. The ability of studying, the learning ability, the way of thinking they gained from mathematics are all very useful for their future endeavors, regardless what you're going to pursue. So it does require long-term commitment, long-term effort. So just winning a few prizes is not enough. So we have some, these are some words from the Caltech. California Institute of Technology is shortened as Caltech. They have very specific requirement about mathematics. Again, Caltech is one of the top STEM universities, and they stress that math is essential for all the coursework. Mathematics is the bedrock of all coursework at Caltech. So they keep talking about, the rigorous mathematics that students need to be prepared for in high school level in order to get an admission, in order to become successful in Caltech. So they talked about, some advanced courses, some different topics, different subjects in advanced mathematics as well. Like here they mentioned set theory and logic, differential and integral calculus, linear algebra, and ordinary differential equations. And also they stress in the teacher's recommendation, they want to see that the students is ready and has the desire to be immersed in pure or abstract mathematics throughout their entire undergraduate career. So anyway, so mathematics is just the core, just essential, just so important. I can't stress enough. Also in some social media, right? In this, like Quora, is very popular social media right now, and a lot of people ask different questions. So this person asked about her feeling is college like MIT would prefer students who did math competition get into the USMO level instead of you become a finalist in the science competition. That's her feeling, that's her experience, that her friend who is a USMO qualifier for 3 times, and she is the science fair, the STS scholar for similar for 3 times. Did she say 3 times? I had the impression that she said 3 times. But anyway, she feels like the advanced math students is preferred. And that could be right. Even we don't have the official saying from MIT, but it could be right. Like this question about what percentage of USMO qualifiers get into Harvard, MIT? And this person who graduated from MIT, he says, according to his experience, his interaction with other students, if you become a USMO qualifier, and about 90% of chance to get into MIT and a 30% chance to get into Harvard. So this slide tells us about the entire AMC qualification process. I'm not planning to spend too much time on this slide because we did a lot of seminars on math competitions itself and talk about AMC and how you advance, each level, the difficult level, the time, and all those details. So we're gonna skip this one. If anybody needs this slide or have question about this one, you can contact us separately. Now, we're going to talk about why Areteem. So here I'm going to invite Kevin, you want to talk about, Dr. Wang is here and he can talk